All right, I'm going to start by introducing myself. I know some of y'all know me, and I know some of y'all, but just in case you're new to my space, my name is Maz. My pronouns are they, them. I'm usually coming at you from unceded Lenape territory, uh, currently called Brooklyn. Right now, I'm coming to you from St. Louis, which is, I believe, Miami territory, and I need to look up the rest. So a little bit of spaciousness on that. I should have done that before. But we'll do that after. Yes, happy solstice. Oh my goodness, so lovely to be here with y'all. So here is the plan for tonight. We're going to do just like a little drop in. I'm going to give some community guidelines. Then we're going to do a little drop in. It'll just be like a 2 minute, 3 minute like arrival, like moment, not like a full blown meditation. We're then going to do a little reflection on the last cycle that we're completing today. So the last year from December 21st, 2022 to right now, December 21st, 2023. Then we're going to drop into a longer meditation. It's going to be about 25 minutes. And I'm really excited because I pre-recorded it. So I'm going to be with you in it. Like I won't be saying it live. I already did it. So I'll be like enjoying it with you in the moment, which I'm very excited about. And then we're going to come back from that and we're going to set some intentions and we're going to tune into our desires. And then we're going to talk about embodied boundaries, which for me, embodied boundaries are like how we like root into our intentions and we protect those. Like, how do we protect the things that we want to be in the ways that we want to show up? And how do we like create that energetic, protective, and very realistic boundary around that? So, we're going to do a little bit of that. And then I have a very fun surprise giveaway for you all that we'll do at the end, and then we'll wrap up. We're going to try to keep it around 90 minutes, but as most of you know, if you know me, time is something that I still haven't quite figured out. So if you need to drop off the call early, no problem. Absolutely. There will be a recording that everybody will get in the next 72 hours. So don't feel like you're missing anything. You will miss the giveaway, but otherwise, you can get all the good, juicy content. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I made y'all a preparation PDF, which I was very excited about. So you have that. There's a playlist in there. We won't be listening to it together, but I really just want to like invite you to listen to it on your own, have a dance party, enjoy it yourself. And then I will be sending out a PDF with all the questions that I asked y'all tonight. Didn't quite get that ready, but I will send that to you with the replay. So you get like a really beautiful PDF that's then you don't have to like if you wanted to come back to any of these questions, you can definitely come back to them in that PDF. Are there any questions for me before we get started? I feel like I just like told you all the things. All right, great. If anyone has any questions throughout, you're welcome to drop it in the chat or unmute. As long as we're not doing the meditation, you're always welcome to unmute. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. The PDF is lovely. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love a good PDF. So I'll definitely be sending y'all another one because it's just so much work. It's just so fun to have it like in front of you for when you want to come back to those questions. Oh, thank you so much, Joelle. Thank you for coming. It's my pleasure to have this space. I love the solstice. For me, it's like such a great time to sort of like wrap up the year. It's like our astrological new year, which feels so good. Like let the last cycle go and step into this new cycle, which is really great. All right, let's get started. If you all want to drop in the chat your name, where you're calling in from, and one thing that you're bringing with you tonight, I would absolutely love that. Normally I'd have everyone share their voices, but because I'm trying to keep it in a tight 90 minutes, I just want to invite you to put that in the chat. I would love to hear from you. I'll put that in the chat as well, just so in case anybody wants to see it. Name, where you're calling in from, and one thing you're bringing with you tonight. And that could be excitement, fear, rage, a cat, a cup of tea, whatever it is. Gorgeous. Lavender from East Bay, California. Welcome. So lovely to have you. I'm super excited to do this with y'all. And thanks for those of you who have your cameras on. You're not required to turn on your camera, but it is really nice to see your faces. It makes me feel more connected to y'all as a group. So it's really nice. Sometimes just staring at like black boxes with people's names is just feel a little hard to feel connected in that way. Beautiful. Welcome, Jules. Welcome, Manny. Oh, I love the word alleged in that, Manny. Thank you for that. That's a great way to put it. Thank you. All right, welcome Joelle. Welcome Candace. Welcome Sullivan. This is beautiful. Welcome Lane. Welcome Veronica. Oh, Vanessa, I'm sorry, Lavender, frazzled energy. I totally understand that. If you're coming with frazzled energy, just like, oof, welcome it in. We're gonna definitely ground into that. Emerald, beautiful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sheena, Pachi, I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you so much for coming, bringing your gratitude. Absolutely beautiful. Amal, so lovely to see you here. Did I miss anybody? I hope I didn't miss anybody. Crystal, welcome. Oh my goodness, so lovely to see you. Is it Jonelle? So lovely to see you as well. Yes, self-grounding. I love that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Newt, welcome. So happy to have you. All right, y'all, let's get started. Thank you so much for being here. I have some community guidelines. I'm going to share them in the chat. I'm also going to read them out loud for us. I feel like it's just good that we're all on the same page. And if anybody comes after that I put this in the chat, I will just remind them. Oh, welcome, Mist. All right, so the first community guideline, the first community invitation I have is to come with an open heart and an open mind, to lean into curiosity. If you have any big feelings or big reactions to anything, just inviting you to be with that. If you need support, you're always welcome to ask me in the chat. I'm happy to be a support in the space, of course. The next one is that this is a space of belonging and embracing. There are no mistakes here and no outsiders. We embrace our humanity here, which also includes our huge imperfectness that we come with as humans. And in that, I also see that, like, as humans, we are imperfect and we're available for repair and for growth. We also want to resource as we go, tending to ourselves and asking for support when needed. Like I said, you're welcome to DM me in the chat if you need some support, or if you need to drop off and you want to drop me an email later about some way I can support you. I'm very open to that. Um, Also, we want to practice stretching while honoring our unique capacity. So I don't know what your capacity is in this moment, and I want you to really tune into that. If something feels out of your capacity, absolutely trust your capacity and lean into that in the ways that you need to, taking care of yourself the best that you can in this space. And then also knowing that there's no wrong way to do any of this, and everything is an invitation. Nothing is required here. So just letting yourself be exactly the way that you want to be in this space is my ultimate invitation to you. And then also knowing that questions are welcome and encouraged. If I say anything that doesn't make sense, or you want clarity, you want an explanation, you want more information, just let me know. I'm very available for that. All right. Any questions about any of those community guidelines? I'm going to take a moment to just see if anybody has anything. Okay, awesome. Oh, welcome, Gabrielle. Welcome, Otito. Beautiful. So lovely to have you. All right, let's just drop in for a moment and then we'll get into some reflection. If it feels good to stretch your body or reach to the sky. Oh, I always like rolling my joints, so rolling my wrists, rolling my shoulders back. Yeah, give it a nice stretch. I feel like throughout the day, so many of us like contract, contract, contract. So this is a moment where we can just like lean into some physical expansion. And then as you find your body, as you open up, finding that breath, just letting it come in, letting it fill your body. And if it feels good to direct that breath into your belly as you do that, feeling that nice belly breath if that feels good for you. For this next part, you're welcome to close your eyes or soften your gaze if that feels good. We're just going to start to sink into this shared space together. You're going to hear me say this on the meditation, but I'm going to say it here as well. We're just going to sink into whatever we're sitting on or laying on, just noticing where our body meets the earth, where that point of connection is, or those points of connection are. Taking some nice deep breaths into that. And then if it feels good for you to remind your body that you are safe, that you have nowhere else to be right now or nothing else to do or focus on, that you just get to be in this space. You just get to rest in this space if that feels good. I always like to touch my my heart space in my belly when I'm doing this, if that feels good, inviting you to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and call in our well-bright ancestors, our beloved transcestors, our blessed transcendents. I'm going to call in any earth allies, any deities, guiding spirits, benevolent energies that wish to support us today or every day, wish to be with us in this space, uplift us, encourage us. Taking a moment to feel them arrive. I'm seeing them forming a circle around our circle, and it's a circle of protection, of encouragement, and of love. And just feeling them really uplifting us, really supporting us, feeling that we are not alone in this, not alone in this life, not alone in anything actually, that we are so supported and so loved and so uplifted, and that we are like literally our ancestors' dreams made manifest. So feeling into that if that feels good. And while we're here, I want to invite you to create an individual bubble for yourself, one that is golden or silver mesh that protects you, that offers you a space of sovereignty, of safety, of protection. Really inviting you to notice where you start and stop, noticing how it feels to be in this protective bubble, and then how it feels to be in a group of us in these protective bubbles and have that double bubble effect with all the ancestors and deities and earth allies around us, protecting us even more. And at this point, I want to invite you to tune into any intentions that you have for this space tonight. Maybe that intention is a word, a phrase, maybe it's a feeling or a color, maybe it's a texture, maybe it's not even something you can really name or put any words around. Just inviting that in through the breath, breathing that in and feeling it in your body, feeling it close to your heart, close to your lungs, feeling it throughout your whole body, your whole being. And then on your exhale, just exhaling exhaling any expectations around this. So letting go of the how, letting go of any worries about that intention, any questions about it. And doing that one or two more times, breathing in that intention. And breathing out any expectations. One more time. Breathing in intention and breathing out any expectation. Beautiful, beautiful. And since we're already here in this beautiful space, just want to invite you to take a look around or feel into your body and notice if there's anything here that you would like a break from, anything here that you want to clear out of the space for this time, knowing that you can always call it back. You can always be with it later. Maybe that's worry or fear. Maybe that's your to-do list. Just like letting it go for this time. And then once you do that, noticing if there's anything you want to call into the space, anything that's not here or that you'd like to be more present with you. And taking a moment to call that into the space. And then once we do that, we'll just take a moment to rest in the space that we've created, inviting your whole body to relax. Inviting really deep rest to flow into your body, flow into your being, nourish you. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then we'll start to come back to this shared space, taking our time, knowing that there's nothing to rush for. Maybe you want to wiggle fingers or toes, shimmy or shake, yawn, stretch. And knowing that we're not like leaving that space, we're just adding the awareness of the screen and the group to that space. It's really coming to it from that space. Beautiful. All right. If anybody wants to share their intention or anything that they noticed in the chat, I would love to hear. You're obviously not required to share at any time, but I love knowing how that lands or how you're feeling now as a group. Can be really helpful just to sort of like know where we're going next. So we'll just take about 30 seconds for that, and then we will start our reflection questions for this past cycle. Oh, thank you so much, Hillary. I'm so glad to have you here. Oh, Manny says, I want to feel in my bones, spirit's unconditional love for me no matter what I do. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And may it be so, Manny, or something even more incredible and beautiful and unconditional. Veronica says, feel way more grounded. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Joelle says, that was really beautiful. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Joelle. Thank you, Hillary. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Veronica. Love hearing y'all share. So beautiful. All right, so from that space, we're going to move into some reflection. So this is a great time if you have a pen and paper, if you want to type it on your computer. I do really recommend putting it into writing somewhere, just so that you can come back to it and see it later. Also, when we write things down, it's like it's kind of cathartic to like let it out. So that's another great reason to write things down. Oh, Krita says my intention for tonight is grounding, and we're off to a great start. Oh, Krita, I'm so glad to hear that. Hillary says, intention expanding my awareness of right now abundance. Oof, I love that phrase, right now abundance. That's absolutely gorgeous. Stunning. I love that. Amazing intentions. I love these. These feel like I'm getting giddy reading them. All right. Yes. Gabrielle says, bringing the cultivated seeds of my dreams past and setting intent to resow them. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful reminder that we can resow seeds at any time. I love that. Thank you. That's gorgeous. Okay, so from this space, we're going to reflect on the last year. So I like to think of it as like December 21, 2022 to right now, December 21, 2023. Of course, time is fluid, so if a year for you includes the last 3 years or the last 4 months, whatever feels good for you, trust yourself to reflect on the time period that feels best for you. I've got a few questions for us, so I'm going to pop them in the chat one by one. And if a question doesn't really resonate with you, or there's some other wording that resonates more with you, trust yourself, go with that. These are just general questions for us to start off from. So thinking about your last year from the last solstice on December 21st, 2022, what 3 words would you use to describe that time? So from 2022 to 2023 right now, what 3 words would you use to describe that time? I'll take about 1 minute. And then just a reminder that I will be putting this on the worksheet, so you'll get these questions after, and you're always welcome to come back to them. And as a teacher of mine just reminded me the other day, it can also be really helpful to just start answering them in this space, just to sort of get those wheels turning. And also invitation for first thought, best thought, just letting things flow on the paper and seeing what happens. We'll take about 30 to 45 more seconds for this one. Okay, great. I'm going to move on to the next question, but feel free to go at your own pace. What is one of the best things you did during this time? Oh, Crystal, thank you for sharing in the chat. I love that. Oh, I feel that. We'll take about 1 minute to answer what is one of the best things you did during this time. Okay, we're going to go to the next question. Very similar to that other question, but I think this is a little different. So, what's something that you're really proud of? Could be something that you did, could be something about yourself. So, in this last cycle, what is something that you're really proud of? All right, we'll do the next one. What is something that surprised you? So, in this time period, what is something that surprised you? We'll take about 30 more seconds for that one. Beautiful. And the next one is what's something that challenged you? Could be something that is still challenging you or something that you overcame, but something that in the last cycle really challenged you. About another 30 seconds on this one. And then we've just got two more. All right. What was one of your biggest lessons? All right, we'll take about 30 more seconds and we'll do our last question for this section. All right, our last question for this section is if this last cycle was an image, a landscape, or a metaphor, what would it be? What's the first thing that comes up for you? And how would you describe it? You could draw this, write it, whatever feels right for you. All right, take about 30 more seconds for that. Hey, I'm curious if there's anything anyone wants to share, and you're absolutely welcome to put it in the chat, or if you want to unmute, we'll just take about 2 or 3 minutes to share anything that came up that you want to voice. The only thing is if you come off mute, just to know that this replay is going to be sent to everybody that signed up. It won't be available forever and it won't be available to like everyone on the internet, but just know that that is the context in which it's being recorded and shared. I really respect anybody's privacy that doesn't want to like have this shared outside of this space, knowing that it will be shared with some people that aren't present with us, but are watching the replay. Is there anything that came up that was exciting or a revelation or something that you're like, wow, that was a challenge, and now I'm just like so done with it? So can move through that.
I would love to share. Do you
Please.
want me to, is it okay if I leave my camera off?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
So interestingly, one of the three words that came up was Rocky. And then the image at the end was like the Rockies, which is like when you're climbing, it's it's hard. And then you get to these vistas, and it's like, I'm like, oh, that is such an appropriate, like, that's so good for this year because there have been like such moments of clarity, like looking out at the view. Oh yay, Newt says the landscape was rocky too. Um, but it's like it's a lot of hard, and then like, oh, this is what I was working for, like this beauty. And then of course with practice, even the climbing is easier, right? Like it does get easier when you're an experienced climber.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes, you build the muscles.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing, Hillary. I love that. Like, what an amazing reminder that like a rocky landscape can lead to like vistas and clarity and views. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you for these prompts. It was so beautifully orchestrated.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Is there anybody else that wants to share either in the chat or to come off mute? Oh, I see Mute, you're sharing in the chat. My landscape I envisioned was rocky. It's deep gray brown rocks as far as you can see. The orange sunset sets them aglow. They have a sheen from wetness. There's magic here, is what I wrote to the final question. Oh my gosh, that gives me like goosebumps. I love that. There's magic here. That's gorgeous. Thank you for sharing that. Gorgeous. Take like one more minute in case anybody is wanting to share.
Yeah. I I feel like I descended deep into my own like underworlds um to find the roots that I've been disconnected from, and kind of like mapped out those roots and have been like nurturing them from from beneath, from like that place of death, and am now able to kind of emerge from that state of death where I felt I would be trapped. That's been my liberation.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's just gorgeous. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, Gabrielle, please. Is it Gabrielle or Gabriel?
I go by Gabriel.
Gabriel, thank you so much.
I don't know about anybody else, but the last year for me has been a lot of shit, basically, and I've taken the attitude that my job is to make soil, to make compost, with that shit, wherever it is that I am planted, and I personally do follow, like, try and stay in rhythm with the calendar of the year, just as a form of regulation. And the insight that I had was, if the October is like it's like a veiled past through to death, or a time when things die, this might be the time when, like, whenever there's death, there's a net increase in life. Just even in the microbes in your body, there's a net increase in the number of cells that you are part of you. So I'm looking at this moment as like a turning point from death to, like, net increase, like soil. So not entirely shit anymore.
Yeah, that's what a beautiful transformation. I love that. From shit to soil. I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I see some shares in the chat. Joelle says, my 3 words: opening, failing, and succeeding. Ooh, I love, like, failing and succeeding are included. That's awesome. Thank you, Joelle. Sheena says, my last cycle as a metaphor was a Venus flytrap. Beautiful and ugly a plant, but carnivorous, violent yet peaceful. Ooh, these are incredible. Thank you all for sharing. These are so cool. Manny says, I was surprised to be twerking and voguing to gospel. Kink saved my life this year, and heavily relating on the death, rebirth, resurrection. Oh, yeah. Voguing to gospel, Manny. I'm going to be picturing that. That's amazing. And Sheena says, that resonates, Gabrielle. Thank you so much all for sharing. This is so beautiful. Our next step is that we are going to do a solstice meditation. It's about 26 minutes. So why don't we just take about a minute while I get that set up to, like, shift, or if you want to change the lighting, put on comfier clothes, anything that you want to do that just makes you feel like you can really settle in for a 26-minute meditation. So we will start that at 40 after, just to give everybody, like, a minute to sort of, I don't know, the word dress down is coming up for me. So if you need to dress anything down to be able to relax and really enjoy this 26-minute meditation, inviting you to do so. And that will give me time to figure out how to share sound on Zoom again. And then, of course, this is also a great time if anybody has any questions or anything for me, I am available to answer those. All right, how are folks feeling? Are y'all feeling ready for this? Bet a few people could just give me, like, a thumbs up or a head shake or something in the chat, just so I know we're ready to rock with this. Ready, gorgeous, thank you. Also, I'm going to turn off my camera for this time. Y'all are welcome to do the same. For me, it just helps me, like, close my eyes and really zone into this. So, oh, lovely. Thank you, Candace. So lovely to have you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. I'm going to take my screen off. Just a heads up, I am going to introduce myself again in this because it's like a complete meditation. And part of it may feel like the beginning may feel like a little repeat of what we already did, but it'll just drop us in even further.
Hello and welcome to this solstice meditation. My name is Maz. I'm a life coach and an artist, and I'm really excited that you're here with me today. I want to invite you to find a place that is really cozy for you personally. Whatever feels good for you in your body right now, I want to invite you to take a moment and check in. And then once you know what's right for you, I want to invite you to move into that position. And if you're already in that position, I want to invite you to sink in a little deeper, to really trust your internal knowing of where your body wants to be in space right now. Once you're there, I want to invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes and begin to focus your attention inward in whatever that means for you. Maybe taking a few deep breaths, expanding the chest and the belly. Noticing what happens when you allow and invite your body to expand and contract with intention in this way. Once you've taken a few breaths, I want to invite you to notice if there's any tension in your body, any place where you're holding on or gripping, any place that feels harder to unfurl. And we're not going to judge that or make any move to try to solve that. All we're going to do is focus a little attention on that space, bringing awareness, and if it feels good, bringing some breath into that space. Maybe using your breath to direct your attention and your energy. Maybe sending that space a little bit of love or holding or warmth or coolness, letting that space, that part of you know, I see you. Thank you. And then if it feels right for you, I want to invite you to start to see yourself inside of a golden orb or a golden bubble. This is going to be your space of protection and sovereignty. This is a place for you to be safe and centered in throughout this meditation. I like to visualize the golden orb coming around me on the exhale, as if my breath is flowing all around me in every direction to create this beautiful protective layer. And I also like to envision the golden orb as iridescent mesh. So air and water and ideas and love and energy can flow freely in and out. It's not stagnant. It's moving and shifting if I want it to be. It's fluid. There can be an openness to this boundaried protective space if that feels good for you. And then I'm going to go ahead and call in our well-bright ancestors, our beloved transcestors, our sacred, blessed transcendence. Going to call on any deities, any earth allies, any benevolent spirits or guiding energies that want to show up today. Welcoming them in, thanking them, celebrating them, inviting and allowing them to celebrate us. Feeling their presence and feeling their arrival. Offering them my breath and my love, and asking if they would be so kind and supportive as to build us a collective bubble to be in today. A rainbow bubble that goes around all of our individual golden bubbles. This will be our place of co-creation, of exploration, our landscape of magic and discovery. Feel them all shaking their head and excited to help us out. They're working on it. They're creating it for us. They're uplifting and supporting it. And I want you to notice on your next breath how it feels to be in this double bubble, this space of individual protection and sovereignty, and this place of co-creation, of collective liberation, of collective celebration and exploration. Notice how that feels. And if there's anything that needs an adjustment before we move on, I want to invite you to trust that and allow and invite that adjustment. Once you're ready, I want to invite you to picture yourself on a path. Maybe it's a path you know very well. Maybe it's a path you've never been on and it's all new to you. Feel your feet on the earth. Notice what's underneath them. Is it soil? Is it grass or plant matter? Is it rock? Is it water? What is underneath your feet? And how does it feel when you wiggle your toes or when you put a little pressure on your heels and sink down? I want to invite you to take a step, just one step, allowing yourself to move forward, and then another step, and another, and another, until you're walking in a rhythm that really works for you, a pace that feels good and aligned, a pace that allows you to look around and take everything in. What do you see? What colors do you see? What time of day or night is it? Are there stars out? Do you see the moon or the sun? What's the color of the sky? What's the color of your surroundings? What are you noticing as you walk at this really comfortable pace? And how does it feel to trust each footstep? As you tune into that, I also want to invite you to notice if you hear anything. If there's any sounds within or outside of you, tuning into those, allowing your attention to focus on those sounds, really hear them. And then to notice any feelings or sensations that are arising in your body or your being. What does it feel like inside of you? And then noticing if your skin is touching anything. What do you feel under your feet? Is anything rubbing against your skin, any cloth or material? Maybe some nature or some leaves or some grass or some water. Noticing how that feels. Noticing what it feels like for your exterior to be in contact with something else. And then tuning in to any smells. Maybe taking a really deep breath and inviting any smell to come through. What does this environment smell like to you? And then finally, noticing anything that you taste. Is there anything in your mouth or on your lips? Is there any taste coming forward? Are you reminded of any taste? Again, doing all of this as you walk through this landscape, very comfortable and very confident, allowing yourself to be led by your intuition. After walking for a bit, I want you to notice how a body of water is starting to come into your vision, into your field of vision on the horizon. There's this beautiful body of water. Notice how big it is and what color it is. Notice if there's any light gleaming off the surface of the water. And notice how you feel drawn to the water, magnetized, like you know that you're walking towards it and you're ready to go in. As you approach the water, maybe you dip a toe in or you just touch it with the tips of your fingers. Noticing the temperature and the quality of the water. Maybe you taste the water. Maybe you look into the water, noticing everything about it and deciding that it's safe and it would feel really good to go in. And how do you go in? Do you jump in with abandon? Do you put one foot in after the other like the way you walked here? Do you submerge yourself? Just noticing how you're interacting with this body of water and really celebrating that interaction, trusting it, allowing it, enjoying it to the fullest extent. And as you're in this water, feeling everything that you wanted to move past or heal from, feeling yourself just like bathed in this water, like those wounds are nourished by this water. It's a magical water that helps in your healing, that cleanses you of anything that you're ready to be cleansed of, anything you're ready to move on from. It's almost like you're giving it to the water. You're letting it go into the water, and it's energizing both you and the water, allowing the water to move your energy. Noticing how you yourself are a body of water contained in human form, and noticing how at home you feel in this external body of water. Taking some time here and really enjoying this experience of being in the water. Noticing how your body feels, noticing any sights or sounds or smells that are happening as you enjoy this water. Are you swimming? Are you splashing? Are you bathing? Have you submerged yourself? What does it feel like? What are you doing? And then allowing yourself to float on the top of the water's surface, very at peace. Really relaxing your whole body. Noticing how this body of water can really hold your body of water. Feeling yourself buoyant and totally supported. Taking a few deep, restful breaths here. Into your chest and your belly. And then exhaling, maybe even making a sound. Again, inhaling and expanding your belly and your chest. Exhaling, letting that air just flow out of your mouth or your nose like a waterfall. And then inhaling again and letting it go, exhaling. Noticing the ebb and the flow, the wateriness of your own breath. Noticing how it may mirror the movement of the water that you're in. And then whenever you're ready, looking around you, becoming a little bit more aware of the air and the landscape around the water. Noticing a waterfall and a cave not too far off, and deciding that it feels safe and really good to go there and explore. You're feeling very relaxed and secure, and so you swim or wade over. Maybe you let yourself go under the waterfall and feel that water on your face and your head, on your shoulders, running down your whole body. As you're also in a different body of water, just feeling all this water come together. And getting really curious about the cave on the other side of the waterfall. Almost as if it's a portal that you're feeling drawn into. Knowing that it is safe and knowing that you are still inside of this double bubble. And exploration is safe here. Noticing how confident you feel and how much you're trusting yourself and your desires in this moment. Allowing yourself to move closer to the cave and this portal within it. Taking a few breaths here And if it feels good, allowing yourself to crawl through the portal. Noticing how that portal feels. I want to invite you to feel it as wonderful and pleasurable and delicious as possible. What is your ideal portal to move through? How does that feel? How does that look? How does that sound? Maybe it's really cozy. Maybe the portal is close to your skin and hugs you as you go through it. Maybe it's really wide and you can feel a lot of spaciousness. Maybe it's really bright and you can see every detail. You see fascinating colors and shapes as you move through it. Maybe it's really quick and you just go through, you're through in an instant. Noticing how it feels for you. And then once you're on the other side, standing up in this gorgeous pasture of wildflowers, looking all around you and seeing these beautiful colors, feeling yourself so safe and secure, like you just entered this magical land. And then looking down at your hands and noticing that you're holding seeds. You don't know where they came from. Maybe they're from the portal or from the water. Maybe your guides gave them to you, but you suddenly just have handfuls of seeds. I want you to lift up your hands and observe those seeds. Notice how big they are. Notice the shape, the size, the texture. Notice the colors and the weight. And as you look at these seeds, I want you to begin thinking about this next cycle that we're about to enter. And breathing any intentions you have into these seeds. Maybe it's as simple as exhaling those intentions onto the seeds in your hands. Maybe you want to whisper each intention into each seed. Maybe you just want to beam your energy to these seeds and offer your warmth and presence. Whatever you want to do, taking a few moments to do that. And then feeling drawn to start scattering these seeds. Start planting them. Maybe you want to kneel down and dig perfect, beautiful little holes in the soil with your fingers and plant each seed individually. Maybe you want to twirl and just let the seeds scatter with the wind, falling where they may. Maybe there's another way that you want to plant these seeds. Whatever way that is, I want to invite you to do so now and really trust it and really honor your desire here, knowing that it is totally and completely aligned. Taking some nice deep breaths as you plant these seeds. Holding those intentions in your heart and allowing them to come out with your exhale into the world. Maybe you want to speak them aloud. Maybe you just want to trust the energy of your breath to carry them into the wind, into the landscape, knowing that it's very fertile right now. It's very ready to receive and germinate and blossom. And once you're done planting or scattering your seeds, I want to invite you to rest, to sit down on the ground or lay down on the ground. Feel your body in contact with the earth, in contact with the grass, very close to the wildflowers all around you. Maybe you can smell them so much now that you've laid down. Maybe you feel them tickling your skin. Taking some nice, deep, relaxed breaths after you sit or lay down, inviting your body to sink even deeper into the earth. Trusting that the earth will hold you and support you. And maybe as you trust, you have a moment of profound gratitude. And you want to touch the earth with your hands and thank it. Knowing that we are made of earth. We are one and the same. So as you thank the earth, also extending gratitude to yourself Taking some nice, deep, restful breaths here. Inviting the body to expand and contract as you rest on the earth. As you remember yourself to be one with the earth. And then I want to invite you, as you're laying close to the ground, to see if those seeds that you planted have any messages for you. Maybe that message comes in the form of energy or a texture, a word or a phrase. Maybe it's a color or a vision. Opening yourself to receive that. We'll take a moment here to tune into those messages. Feeling your heart very full, as if your heart has blossomed in this time. And then allowing your eyes to close or your gaze to soften even more. Taking a few restful breaths here. And then bringing back into the mind's eye yourself in this golden bubble. And then yourself with the collective in our rainbow bubble. Feeling yourself double bubbled in this very restful, beautiful state. Having just planted these seeds after this beautiful swim or immersion into this body of water. And as you come back into awareness of your golden orb, your golden bubble, and our collective rainbow bubble, I just want to invite you to breathe in anything that you want to take with you from this experience. Inhaling, maybe holding it in your body for a moment, inviting it to infuse into your cells and your being so you can carry anything you want to carry with you from this experience effortlessly, so that it fuses with you and it goes with you without conscious thought. It just is a part of you now. Maybe inhaling a few more times with the intention to infuse whatever you want to take with you. And then on your next exhale, allowing anything you don't want to take with you to be released. Exhaling it out from your golden orb into the collective rainbow orb, trusting that it will be composted or recycled in our collective landscape. Doing that a few times with some really conscious exhales. And this could be anything that you're releasing, anything from this experience you don't want to take with you or don't need with you, anything from life you're ready to let go, just anything, really allowing yourself to consciously release it into the collective space to be recycled. Allowing it to be a loving offering that you're making, knowing that release is part of the cycle of life. And so when we do it, we are serving the ecosystems that we're in. We can't possibly hold everything, and letting things go, release, recycling, these are all parts of the system, parts of the cycle. After you do that a few times, I want to invite you to lean back in your mind's eye and see your golden bubble popping out of the rainbow bubble. So that now the rainbow bubble has none of us in it. It is its own beautiful entity that we've created together with the help of our well-bright ancestors and guiding spirits and deities and earth allies. I want to thank all of them for showing up, along with our beloved transcestors and blessed transcendents. Letting them know that they can stay if they will and go if they must. We love them and we're so grateful for them. Allowing there to be this beautiful farewell moment with any of them that need to go or want to go. And inviting any of them that want to stay with us. if that feels good. And then as we do that, we're going to release that rainbow bubble into the cosmos to be recycled as an offering to the universe. Maybe it feels good to watch it float up into space, almost like a balloon or a bubble, knowing that at some point it will pop and all those little pieces and intentions and discoveries that we left in there will just rain into the universe like beautiful cosmic dust and be recycled and reused, turned into something else. That is the end of our solstice meditation. I want to invite you to very gently bring awareness back into your body, into your being of this present moment, of this present reality. Maybe you want to blink your eyes or wiggle your fingers or toes. Move at the pace of your body. Move at the pace of your breath. Allow yourself some gentleness as you move back into this reality. And I just want to invite you to see this transition as not that we're letting that meditation go, but just that we are bringing our awareness of the present moment to the front. And everything that just happened, anything you wanted to bring with you, is still very much with you. You can stay in the energy of this meditation for as long as feels good for you. I also want to invite you to make note or document anything that came up for you, any visions, any messages. Maybe you want to draw them or dance them or make a voice note about them. Maybe you want to write them down. Whatever feels good for you. I just want to make that invitation for reflection and documentation. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you have a beautiful, abundant, generative, restful, playful, delicious solstice.
Okay, that's the end of the meditation. I want us to just very gently start to come back. If anybody needs a bio break or needs a few extra minutes to just like come back from the meditation, we will start again in 2 minutes. So we'll start 10 after the hour. I'm going to just put a few reflection questions in the chat. You're welcome to answer them for yourself if you want, but they're like fully optional. And then in 2 minutes, we'll resume and talk about intentions and desires and integrate that meditation. All right, if folks want to start coming back, that would be amazing. You want to turn on your camera or put something in the chat just so I sort of know that a few people are with me. I would absolutely love that. And then I'll start integrating that meditation, getting into intentions, desires, and boundaries. Oh, lovely to see you. Thank you for coming on camera. I appreciate it. Of course, that's never required, but I do appreciate it when it feels good for you. All right, if anybody wants to share anything from that meditation, you're more than welcome to. We'll just take about a minute for that. Curious how that landed, if anything came up for you, any surprises, anything that felt exciting or surprising. Those are the things I always love to hear.
I will share.
Yay!
So it's kind of like an energy cleanse for me. There's like a whole lot going on, in my like brain and stuff. Um, but it was cool. I got to see some different seeds that I was holding. They looked like really big golden seeds, like bronze. And I was like in different locations. At one point, I was in my mom's living room, and just like the furniture was different. It looked like a lot of massage chairs, but they were like connected into one thing. I don't know. Um, and then I also experienced the water in a really cool way. It was like I could see the fish, and they kind of seemed like painted into the water, if that makes sense. I don't know. But it was really cool. And yeah, I don't think I have any other like reflections of it. It just was like really cool. And I don't know what a lot of it meant. Um, but I'm excited for next year. And I think that um like one of the biggest things that came up for me was like adventure for next year. Like I really want adventure. I also want to schedule play dates throughout the year, lots of play dates, um, and like go to really fun places for those play dates. Um, yeah, thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you, Manny. I love the idea of seeing the fish and like the play dates. That's so beautiful. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for coming, Paula. I hope you have a beautiful solstice. Crystal shared, I was really excited to go into the cave. The waterfall felt amazing on my skin. Love touching the earth. My seeds were food seeds, mango, watermelon, and sunflowers. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for sharing, Manny. I love the idea of playdates and adventure, which is perfect. That leads us right into our next section, which is going to be setting intentions. So from that space of like having let go, having reflected, having been in that cleansing water, and move through that space. I want us to set some really like grounded intentions that we're excited about. I think excitement is such an important thing if that's an emotion that you like or that feels available to you, because it does really like motivate us and drive us forward. Whenever I give coaching clients homework, I'm like, pick the one you're the most excited about. Like, don't make it hard, make it fun. So that is my invitation to y'all as we move into intentions and desires, is to let this be a fun and exciting like moment and not have it be like there's nothing you have to do or have to feel or have to write down. So letting this be like very open and carrying in that energy from the meditation. So we'll start with a few questions about our intentions, and then we'll move into desires. We'll do a little bit about around boundaries, and then we'll close up. I do think we'll be around for about another 30 minutes. Hopefully y'all can stay. Like I said, if you have to drop off, there will be a recording. So for the first question on intentions, I'm curious when you really like drop into yourself and check in, like who do you want to be in this new season? And I really want you to describe this version of yourself. What does that self look like? How do they show up? What is their posture? How do they move through the world? What is important to them? Anything that comes up to you, just sort of like starting to jot that down. We'll take about a minute, 2 minutes on this one. So who do you want to be in this new season? And then taking some time to just like describe that first thought, best thought style. All right, and we're going to move into the next question. The next one is similar to one of the reflection questions we use. What 3 words do you want to describe this cycle that we are beginning? So as we move forward, what are those 3 words that you want to describe this time period? It'll take just about 90 seconds for this. Okay, about 30 more seconds, and then we'll do the next one. As you think about this upcoming cycle, I'm curious how you want to show up. So any words that or metaphors that describe how you want to show up in this new cycle. Okay, about 30 more seconds, and we'll do the next one. Okay, the next question is, what feelings do you want to feel and focus on cultivating in this new cycle? So this could be similar answers to the other ones, or this could be completely different. But when you think about what feelings that you want to feel and what you want to focus on, that's what we're going to answer here. Take about 90 seconds. Okay, about 30 more seconds. We've got 3 more left for this section. Okay, so for the next question, picturing yourself on December 21st, 2024, so 1 year from now, next year's solstice, what do you want to be so proud of? What would just be so awesome to be like, wow, I did that, I accomplished that, or I felt that, or that's a thing that I conquered or faced? Okay, about 30 more seconds on that one. Okay, for the next one, similarly, I would love for you to picture yourself on December 21st, 2024, and ask yourself, what would be really exciting for you to have done and felt? So you could be like looking forward from right now, or you could be at that point in a year looking back, being like, wow, that was so exciting that I like did that thing and felt that thing. Um, notice what those answers are for you. Okay, 30 more seconds, and then we'll do the last question for this section. Okay, the last question. If this new cycle was an image, landscape, or metaphor, what would that be, and how would you describe it? Take about 2 minutes for this. Okay, 30 more seconds, and then we'll move on, knowing that you can always come back to this. Okay, so here's my favorite part. My favorite part of this exercise for intention setting is to look back over all your answers and circle or highlight anything that sticks out to you, anything that excites you, anything that repeats. I know for mine, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing some things like pop out right away. So I'm going to take a different color than what I wrote in and circle the ones that I'm really excited about. You're welcome to do this in whatever way feels good for you. Is just to create like your intention word cloud. And I recommend doing it really intuitively, like just sort of letting yourself flow with it. We'll take about 2 minutes to circle or underline or highlight the things that really stick out to us. Okay, beautiful. I'm curious if anybody wants to share anything that came up or share the words that they circled. I love doing this activity because I feel like at the end, what you get is like such a fun word cloud that you maybe wouldn't have gotten otherwise if we were like more consciously thinking about these things and creating our intentions that way. So yeah, I'm just going to take a minute and see if anybody wants to share a few of their intention words.
Well, the message that the seeds gave me in the meditation was to love myself radically, um, which is something I've been missing, I think. And so the themes of love and hope came up in my answering these questions. Um, and also like those both as like action words and feelings. Yeah, so that's kind of where my intentions are.
I love that. Thank you. Also, I love that like action words and feelings, like how they can be both. That's so beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Krita. And Lavender shared in the comments, I wanted to be someone that takes time for themselves and enjoys it, not just mandated self care, but really relish giving myself personal love and space, not always having a plan for everyone and everything, healed, adaptive, and magical, create more time for my spiritual journey, not need to know the outcome, contentment and joy, feeling secure and accomplished on my career path, passed my cosmetology license exam and celebrating 1 year of my own business, and new butterfly testing its wings after emerging from the cocoon. Ooh, I love that. And I love that you highlighted emerging. That feels like such a beautiful word to highlight. Sheena said the words I circled: openness, true, truest, purely, uncertainty, kind, and stillness. Oof, I love those words together. Thank you. Joelle said, who do I want to be in this new season? Dream Butch Yoga Daddy. Present, centered, grounded, caring, supportive, encouraging, understanding, patient, committed, disciplined, playful, joyful, authentic, accepting. Ooh, I love this list of words. Thank you. Newt says, willing to do it, scared. Yes, stood out to me. Yes, I'm so glad. That's beautiful. Celebrating that so big. And Joel said, how do I want to show up in this new cycle? Committed with joyful discipline, rooted in mission based motivation to grow and serve, centered in myself, pouring into my own cup so that I'm overflowing into the world with loving energy. Oh my gosh, these are so beautiful. Thank you for sharing these. Ah, yes, celebrating all of these so much. And my favorite blessing is to say, and so may it be, or something even greater. and more magical beyond our wildest dreams and imagining. So beautiful. So Joelle says, in this new cycle was if this new cycle was an image, landscape, or metaphor, what would it be? How would you describe it? Like learning to play a song and continuing to practice. Ooh, I love that. Listening again and again, refining as I go, training my voice with vocal warm-ups, tuning my instrument, learning the words, learning the mechanics, bring the joy of creativity through so that I'm flowing with the process and making beautiful music. Oh, I love that as a metaphor. That's stunning. Thank you. That is gorgeous. Okay, y'all, so we're actually gonna like slightly jump ahead. I had some questions for desires, but I'm feeling like I want to go right from intentions to boundaries and then start to close us up just for the sake of time. And then I will include those desire questions on the worksheet. They're like more of almost like a little more focused than the intention, but still very close. So what we're going to do is we're going to use all that information we got from intentions to talk about embodied boundaries, and then we'll sort of start to close up. But if you want those extra desire questions and prompts, those will be on the worksheet. Oh, Manny says, I want to be a quality mentor for my students and team, a sex switch, and experience an easeful transition into being a full-time abundant creative. Oh my gosh, yes, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Manny. And again, so maybe there's something even greater or more magical beyond your wildest dreams and imaginings. All right, so for our boundaries, we're going to do one of my favorite exercises. There's a very high chance that if you have been in a space with me before that we've done this before, but I love it so much I feel like I could do it all the time and still learn something from it. So we're going to very quickly, not like that we're in a rush, but we're just going to take a little bit of time to do a yes/no circle, which is one of my favorite practices. I learned this from a teacher, Dr. Pavni Moray. Actually just taking a second to find the slide that I wanted to share with y'all. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so that you can see. It's very, very simple what we're doing. So it is just to make a circle, and on the inside of the circle are things that we are a yes to. I'm sorry, yeah, on the inside of the circle is a thing that we are a yes to, and on the outside of the circle are the things that we are a no to. And it could be like yes or things that we want more of, and then outside the circle is no or things we want less of. So we're just going to take about 2 minutes to do that. You can just very quickly draw a circle on your paper, and just start to like jot down what comes up for you. Like, what am I a yes to? What am I a no to? This is a pretty binary exercise. And it could obviously be like a lot more nuanced than this, but the thing I love about this is it does offer some really quick clarity. So we'll take about 2 minutes to do that. If anyone has any questions, feel free to come off mute or pop them in the chat. I'm gonna open the chat just so I can see it. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, Manny, I'm so glad you're excited because I know we've done this in a group before. I love that you're ready to do it again. Thank you. All right, we'll take about 1 more minute for this. So anything that you're a yes, put inside the circle. Anything you're a no to, put outside the circle, knowing that you can always change it, but just sort of offering yourself this moment of intuitive clarity. Okay, starting to wrap that up. Again, knowing you can always come back to it. Manny, I love that. Manny says that sneak peek of the quote, I have my own way of being good, just unlock something for me. That is a non-binary prayer card by the trans artist and mystic Jonah Welch. Highly recommend Jonah's work. It's been so influential for me. And that is why it's background on my computer. Also, every time I share a screen, my hot corners, I don't know how to control them all the time. And so I feel like I'm showing everybody all my stuff. I'm like, oops, sorry. I was really just trying to show you that slide. And now you saw everything, all the desktop and emails and everything. All right. So now that we have that, or now that we have like a start of that, I want to invite you to just like, we're going to take 60 seconds to drop into this circle. So just sort of noticing what's on the yes part of your circle and feeling in your body like, oh, yeah, I do want that. Like, yeah, I want more of that, or I want that in my life. And taking a moment to like almost, if you want to close your eyes, I have to close my eyes for this, but like almost physically placing yourself into the yes circle with all those things that you want, all those feelings or things that you want to experience more of, or have more of, or be more of, and sort of placing yourself in the center of that yes circle, and then very slowly looking around and taking account of the landscape and being like, yeah, all these things that I want are here with me in this yes circle. And then breathing that in and feeling that in your whole body, noticing how that feels to be inside that yes circle. And then from the place of yes, I want you to look out past the yes landscape into the no landscape and notice how good it feels to be with some distance between you and those things that you're a no to. Like, oh, here I am in my land of yes, in my circle of yes. And looking out into the land of no, the space of no, I am so glad that I stepped away from that. I am so glad that I gave myself space from that I created this boundary, this circle of yes that I get to live in and be in and exist in. Taking a moment to breathe that in, feel how that feels in your body to be in that space of yes and have that physical distance from the space of no. And noticing how being out of the space of no allows you to be in the space of yes. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we'll just start to come back from that. And if you want to go a step further, my invitation is to cut out the yes circle and hang it somewhere you can see it on your fridge, at your desk, just somewhere that you can see it and be excited about it. And then destroy the no part. So burn it, crumble it, rip it up, bury it, whatever feels good for you. It can be a really, really lovely ritual of boundaries and of stepping into that space. All right, so we're going to start to close up the circle. But before we do, I have a very exciting giveaway that I'm really psyched about. I learned this from a teacher and I love doing it. So if you're interested in being entered in the giveaway, which I'm going to just like announce in 2 minutes, I have a number in my head between 1 and 25. And if you want to enter your guess in the chat, anyone who gets the number is going to get a free one-on-one guided meditation session with me. So a 30-minute session where you tell me what you're working on or what you want support on. And then I offer you like an in-person or like on Zoom channel guided meditation, and it's recorded. And then you get that recording. You can like own it, listen to it as many times as you want. They're really, really fun. I've gotten really good feedback on them. So if anyone is interested in that, that is the giveaway. And if you want to put a number between 1 and 25, whoever's closest or whoever guesses it gets it. And if multiple people guess, you can, there's multiple. Okay, gorgeous. Oh, no one's gotten it yet, but I see some people getting close. Okay, lovely. Okay, we'll take like 2 more minutes to have people guess. Oh my gosh, I love it. People are putting in multiple guesses. It's so fun. You can put in multiple guesses, 30 more seconds, and then I'll tell you what number it is. Right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Joelle's the last person to enter their guess. I'm going to scroll through and see if anyone got it. This is so much fun. Okay, the number was 22. Let's see who got it. All right, I see some 18s. That is another number I love. Oh, Manny got it. I feel like I saw another one. Oh, Manny got it twice. Okay, Manny, you get one. But I love that you guessed it twice. And I see Krita got a 23. Joel got a 21. Y'all were so close. Let's see, did we get any other 22s? I didn't get any other 22s. All right, Manny, you get it. And then Krita and Joelle, because you're one off, if you want a 15-minute meditation that you like write and tell me what you want to do, I will do that for you. So Manny gets a 30-minute one, and Krita and Joelle get 15-minute ones. So I will give you my email. I do ask that you just like email me about it, and we'll set it up from there. I don't have like an official way to give it to you, so we'll just do an email. Yes, Manny guess every number pro. Love it. And guess 22 twice, which I really love. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, so that was a fun giveaway. And then for everybody that came as a thank you for coming, or thank you for watching the replay, y'all get 12% off my refresh course, which is perfect for the solstice time. So you get 12% off until January 10th with the code solstice. I'm going to drop the link to that. It's a really lovely course. It goes through intentions, reflections, it goes through embodied boundaries, values, goes through all kinds of things. And the cool thing I love about Teachable is that you get to watch part of it for free, like as an intro. So you get to see the first module for free and check it out, see if you like it. And then if you like it, you can buy the other 9 modules. There's going to be bonuses for that. There's going to be live Q&As coming up in January and February. I'll send out more information. That code is good until January 10th. There's 12% off the pay in full, which is $188 for the whole 10 modules and the bonuses, or it's 12% off for the monthly payment plan, which is 5 months of $38. So definitely check that out. I'm very excited to be offering that and have that as something that's available to everybody. I've gotten really good feedback on that. And then I also have these really fun 2024 clarity calls. So if you enjoyed this and you want to do this more one-on-one and get really clear about what you want to call in for 2024, what you want to work on, what your intentions and your desires are, and some practices for bringing those in, I dropped that in the chat. There's 11 of those available until January 8th. So the way that I do it is that you can buy them until January 8th, and then we'll schedule them after you buy them. So I don't like having people buy them and schedule them at the same time. I just prefer that like those are 2 separate things that we do together. So if you're interested in those are $36 for 30 minutes, and they're also on sale for 20% off until I actually think they're just like on sale the whole time because I made an end of the year sale and put 20% off on all my one-on-one offerings. So those are there. And then I will send everybody who came the recording of this. It will be on like an unlisted YouTube in a few days. So I'll send you that. It'll have captions. And then I'll also send you that worksheet that I made. And then last but not least, this is a contribution based offering. So if you coming for free is what works for you and you offering your energy was the exchange, I love that. If you want to make a monetary contribution, here is my Venmo, last 4 digits, or my PayPal. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Miss. That's so lovely. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you all came live. It's so beautiful to see you all. We're going to just start closing up. I would love to hear anybody's takeaways or anything that you want to remember or move forward with from this session, from this call. And again, you're invited to write in the chat or come off mute. And then after that, we'll just do like a few minute closing meditation just to close us out. And then I'll hang out for a few minutes. So I'm curious if there's anything folks are taking with you from this time together that you want to share. And thank you all for staying. Thank you all for coming live. It's so lovely to see you all on the actual solstice.
I am super excited to share. I do want to share, like, first, I've had a really big energy shift tonight. When I came in, I was like, ah, like, I don't wanna. But I'm feeling really good now. Literally, that quote, the like, I can create or I have my own type of goodness, something like that. I don't know. I've just been sitting with that and letting affirmations come to me. It's like a really swirly energy of like, I trust myself to be a good person and I get to define and redefine what that looks like. And also just like holding this belief that I'm always doing what's good for me, even if it wouldn't be good for someone else. Um, which is really helpful because I was sitting with some like post-Christian indoctrination around just like some guilt with just like I made a decision that I wasn't 100% proud of. And so I was like having that post like, God's gonna strike me down, or like God's gonna like God was like waiting for my downfall and they're like ready to just. And so I've been asking Spirit to like show me what this unconditional love life is really like, and what it really means to still feel that. And I just really want to just like wanted to move that guilt and that shame. And just seeing that quote helped me so, so very much. And all of the questions, it was like just like such a process of moving through all of those experiences. And yeah, I also wanted to share I circled sex like 4 times because that needs to happen a lot next year. And so thank you for clapping for me. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's so cool to like, I feel like next year is going to be like big union of the soul energy for me. And so having the like sex switch energy on one hand, well, not even on one hand, but like as one thing, but then also like being a good mentor to my team and my students is going to be really big. Um, so yeah, just holding all those experiences together and remembering that they're not opposite, or that they're not like, like you can be a good mentor and be like an awesome sex witch too, and it not be like an issue. So yeah, that's what I got tonight.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing all of that. I love that. And there's part of me that's like, yeah, being an awesome sex witch like makes you a better mentor. Like, I know my favorite mentors are sex witches for sure. So that's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing and for being here. I'm curious if anybody else wants to share as we start to close up. Um, some shares in the chat. Newt says, I said yes to more sacral energy. Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mist is sharing their Instagram if anybody wants to follow them. I love when people connect in other ways. Feels so good to create that network. Gorgeous. All right, my last question for y'all, my last reflection question or prompt is, what is one loving commitment you can make to yourself? That could be for this whole cycle. That could be for like literally tonight. Like, I'm gonna go take a bath, or I'm gonna go make myself that cup of tea. Or it could be for the next whole cycle of like, moving forward, I'm going to be in that space of unconditional love. So I'm curious what comes up for you when you think of one loving commitment you can make to yourself. And the rule I always like to give myself for this is no shaming myself if I don't meet that commitment. Yes, eat some pot roast, Lavender. That sounds amazing. What a wonderful commitment to make to yourself. Gorgeous.
Yeah, short term, I have these cute little holiday shaped ravioli that I'm gonna go make myself after this. And longer term, this was something that kind of was a thread too, but I'm committing to go on walks more for like lots of reasons. So.
I love that. I love that you have short term, long term. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Celebrating that. Joel's gonna make a cup of linden and chamomile tea. Newt is going to trust that they know when to let go. And oh, a pint of ice cream. Heck yeah. Beautiful. Thank you all so much. Let's just take a few breaths together and I'm going to close the space. And then I'll hang out for a few minutes in case anyone has any questions or wants to share anything. All right. We'll just start to expand ourselves like we did in the beginning. Oh, coming back to that breath, if that feels good. Beautiful. If you want to close your eyes or soften your gaze, just inviting us back into that space of that double bubble, like our individual mesh bubbles, and then that bigger, wider circle of the well-bright ancestors, the benevolent energies, the deities, the supportive earth allies. Just breathing into that space, offering yourself some gratitude, offering your body, your spirit, some gratitude. I almost said some attitude if you want to, but definitely gratitude. And then I'm going to go ahead and thank our well-bright ancestors, our beloved transcestors, our benevolent earth allies and guiding spirits and deities, our beautiful transcendence. Just thanking them for showing up and being with us, supporting us in this space in this way tonight, and all the ways that they show up and support us every single day. Letting them know that they can go if they must and stay if they will. And then taking a moment to tune back into our intentions that we set at the beginning of our call. Noticing how they blossomed, how they bloomed, unfolded, unfurled, how they guided us, inspired us. Offering our intentions some gratitude. And then breathing in anything that you want to take with you from tonight. And breathing out anything you want to let go of, anything you want to recycle. Doing that one or two more times, breathing in anything you want to take with you. And breathing out anything you want to recycle. Beautiful. One more time. And if it feels good tonight, we'll just end with some loving touch to ourselves. If that's like a self hug, that's like a nice firm squeeze or loving pat or pet. Beautiful. And then last but not least, we'll just rub our hands together to create some warmth. And then just face it to the screen for everybody that was with us, either on the replay or in the circle, just offering them our gratitude, our love, almost like our acknowledgement. Like, I see you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for offering your energy and your love and your support. Beautiful. All right, the circle is closed. Thank y'all so much.